It is now 6 days before Election Day, and the world's attention is focused on the United States. For a look at what the rest of the world sees as the big day approaches, we invited Gideon Rose, managing editor of Foreign Affairs magazine, to join us tonight. Gideon, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good to be here.
All right, so 6 days before Election Day, all the reports now seem to imply that the rest of the world, or much of the world, likes Barack Obama. Is that correct?
Yes, most of the world is very happy to see the end of the Bush administration, and they're looking forward with curiosity and eagerness to what looks like his successor, Barack Obama, who will be, in the world's eyes, a radical change and a very interesting shift.
And is it just they want to see change, that's all?
It's partly that they see a desire for change, but it's also because they are curious about Obama and they're fascinated by the idea that you could have a black man as president of the United States, and he seems such an unusual candidate that wouldn't have risen to the top in any other country, that they're all sort of very curious to see what actually you would get if he does win.
But not everybody, not every nation is in favor of Barack Obama. Who are the ones that perhaps would like somebody else?
It seems to me that there are three potential holdouts to the charms of the Obama camp. The first are some nations, like those on Russia's periphery, that know John McCain, feel he understands their interests and concerns, and are very pleased and would be very pleased if he were to win. Countries like Georgia and some others in that condition see in him a good friend and ally. There are other countries, such as in Israel, that are a little wary of Obama. They're not entirely sure what to expect. They feel they've actually gotten a decent hearing from the Bush administration, and are a little concerned at some associations Obama might have, sort of the way many Floridians are, you might say. And then finally, there are some countries in Asia which don't feel as badly about the Bush administration's foreign policy as many others, and actually see a relatively competent management of Asian security issues, and are a little bit wary of what they would see as change. I don't think Obama will push for a strong change in Asia policy, but I think that until they hear that confirmed, there are other countries that are basically saying, we hope nothing too much changes.
Pakistan and the U.S., there's been rising tensions between those two nations. Both candidates have expressed that they would take a hard stance on Afghanistan and even going into Pakistan. How is that likely to play out?
Well, I think there will continue to be some kind of hot pursuit and some kind of interventions in Pakistan to go after terrorists and problems in the border areas as necessary under any administration. But it's all going to be very complex, tied to what happens in Afghanistan. The real thing is that Pakistani domestic politics, the situation in the border areas, and connected to Afghanistan and getting stability there is going to be a major problem for the next administration, no matter who it is. And they're going to require not just increased effort, but increased diplomatic engagement with Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the countries bordering on the region.
Well, clearly it's not just going to be Americans watching what happens next Tuesday.
The world is watching this more than they ever have, and they're absolutely fascinated, almost as much as Americans are themselves.
Gideon Rose, always a pleasure. Thank you.
My pleasure.